Hello, church. So here's our devotional for Wednesday, November 19th. We continue in Psalm 119. We have talked previously about this being set up in a structure where we're dealing with all 22 letters of the Hebrew alphabet in each section of Psalm 119, having one of those letters be the start. We don't see that because of translation into English, but hopefully you can feel some of the rhythms. And we heard some of that alliteration yesterday from Eugene Peterson in the message. Today we are going to be doing the fourth and fifth sections of that piece. But again, we're going to start out with Terry from James Mays. We emphasize part of Mays' teachings about the vocabulary that's being used in the Psalms. And so these repeated words of law, ordinance, precepts, a whole bunch of others that we listed. And so there's words you can listen for, particularly with the NRSV, statutes, ordinances, that are going to be repeated as we go along. So attune your ear to that, as well as some of the poetic language taken in it. Mays makes the point that all these 8 terms are really pointing at one thing, and that is the Hebrew word Torah, which is often interpreted as the word law, but he argues more widely should be understood as instruction or teachings coming from God, and ultimately this thing that we're able to focus and grab upon. So a good section from him on that. And here we go. Torah, then, is the central theological focus. It is valued beyond all else because in all its forms, Torah is the medium of the Lord. And the Psalm's understanding of God's way, Torah is the means by which the Lord deals with human beings and they with the Lord. What the hymns and prayers and the Psalter usually say about the Lord is said here about all forms of Torah. The wondrous works of the Lord are to be found in them. They are the reason and content of praise, and learning them is a means of praise. They are the source of comfort in trouble and protection from being put to shame. The psalmist loves the Lord's commandments, hopes in his ordinances, and longs for his commandments. He trusts in God's word and believes in his commandments. The enduring word corresponds to the everlasting Lord, and that the Lord is and has done is present in and through Torah. All that the Lord is and has done is present in and through Torah. One seeks him with the whole heart by keeping his decrees. The psalmist's exaltation of Torah is in fact his exaltation of the Lord. What he has come to know is that in dealing with the teaching, one deals with the teacher. Good stuff, James Mays. Smart guy. Oh, jealousy. Yeah, so we start at verse 25 today for our section 4. My soul clings to the dust. Revive me according to your word. When I told of my ways, you answered me. Teach me your statutes. Make me understand the way of your precepts, and I will meditate on your wondrous works. My soul melts away for sorrow. Strengthen me according to your word. Put false ways far from me and graciously teach me your law. I have chosen the way of faithfulness. I set your ordinances before me. I cling to your decrees, O Lord. Let me not be put to shame. I run the way of your commandments, for you enlarge my understanding. Teach me, O Lord, the way of your statutes, and I will observe it to the end. Give me understanding that I may keep your law and observe it with my whole heart. Lead me in the paths of your commandments, for I delight Turn my heart to your decrees and not to selfish gain. Turn my eyes from looking at vanities. Give me life in your ways. Confirm to your servant your promise, which is for those who fear you. Turn away the disgrace that I dread, for your ordinances are good. See, I have longed for your precepts. In your righteousness, give me life. I know we're going to hit a part that caught my eye. So I want you to listen to the start of Peterson paralleling the phrase, my soul clings to the dust, revive me according to your word. But yeah, you see that kind of word pattern being repeated and adjusted and flourishing. And part of what Mays talked about in one of our first sessions was in using the fullness of the Hebrew alphabet and addressing Psalm 119. It's trying to draw this sense of completion in the praise of God, and as we heard, for God's Torah. Interesting thing just to think about. This is my reflection, not James Mays. So we clearly have a heavy emphasis in the Psalms on God's hesed, steadfast love and faithfulness. In the New Testament, I think when we talk about the ways that God relates to humanity, very often we are looking through the lens of Christ, the Messiah. And so we have this grace in the midst of this continued sense of God's instruction and trusting wholeheartedly in God. So it's a neat kind of combination. For me, Psalms is one of those books that for people who have a significant prayer life that I respect and would like to be able to emulate, but don't always get there. Psalms are some of the foundational pieces of their spiritual life. And it's been a good opportunity for me to explore it a little more deeply here, to think about it up here, but also to pray it. And from Peterson, and remember, listen for those first couple lines. It started out with, I'm here in the dust, help. I'm feeling terrible. I couldn't feel worse. Get me on my feet again. You promised, remember? When I told my story, you responded. Train me well in your deep wisdom. Help me understand these things inside and out so I can ponder your miracle wonders. My sad life's dilapidated, a falling down barn. Build me up again by your word. Barricade the road that goes nowhere. Grace me with your clear revelation. I choose the true road to somewhere. I post your road signs at every curve and corner. I grasp and cling to whatever you tell me. God, don't let me down. I'll run the course you lay out for me if you'll just show me how. God, teach me lessons for living so I can stay the course. Give me insight so I can do what you tell me. My whole life, one long obedient response. Guide me down the road of your commandments. I love traveling this freeway. Give me a bent for your words of wisdom and not for piling up loot. That's pretty good. Give me a bent for your words of wisdom and not piling up loot. Divert my eyes from toys and trinkets. Invigorate me on the pilgrim way. Affirm your promises to me, promises made to all who fear you. Deflect the harsh words of my critics, but what you say is always so good. See how hungry I am for your counsel. Preserve my life through your righteous ways. So I'm going to have to look a little more in depth to try to track it. I think it's harder to see that those thematic vocabulary pieces that Mace was talking about, but we absolutely hear the word commandments, word, wisdom, this sense of being on the way or on the course. Peterson plays with a little bit too. Give me insight so I can do what you tell me, and that's instruction and just how it's being uplifted. So yeah, we'll continue on that way. So that was sections 4 and 5. We'll be back with you tomorrow, and we'll do 6 and 7. If you're feeling like we need to focus on a specific one, let me know. But I think this is feeling fairly comfortable, or if you think we're moving too slow or anything like that. But hopefully you're enjoying Psalm 119. And we will be back with you tomorrow as we continue with it. See ya.